If there's one person I would never want to fight again, it's Mama Rejoice. Trust me, this 75-year-old landlady runs the village compound like a strict general on a mission. You don't mess with her rules, especially if you are late on rent. For 3 months, I couldn't pay her. And for 3 months, Mama Rejoice made sure I felt every second of it. Living in a village compound has its ups and downs. But when your landlady is a strict, noisy, 75-year-old woman named Mama Rejoice, things get interesting. Sometimes too interesting. She runs the place like a kingdom, and I'm just a tenant trying to survive. Now, I have to admit, I wasn't the best tenant. I missed paying rent for 3 whole months. Yeah, I know. I'm not proud of it either. Life got tough, so I thought maybe Mama Rejoice would understand. No, she didn't.
Oh my god.
One evening, I was coming from work, only to find the front door of my house locked tight. No key, no warning, just a locked door. I knocked and shouted, but Mama Rejoice wasn't about to let me in until I paid up. But that was just the beginning. Mama Rejoice has this thing about food. She's convinced that if she sees me cooking anything decent before I pay rent, I'm mocking her or something. So whenever she walked past and saw a pot simmering on my stove, she would glare and say,
"You think you are rich, huh? Cooking like you own the place."
One day I was frying some chicken wings I had saved up to buy, and she came stomping in, complaining about the smell and the noise. I was so hungry, I didn't even argue. I just hoped she would go away. Her rules, oh, there are plenty. The gate had to be locked by 8 p.m. sharp. One night I was running late, 3 minutes late to be exact, and when I got to the gate, Mama Rejoice was already there, glaring.
"Too late."
She snapped, slamming the gate shut in my face. I stood there, banging and pleading, but she refused to open it until the next morning. That night, I slept under the stars, angry and hungry. By the 3rd month of no rent, I had developed what I call survival blindness. The ability to walk past Mama Rejoice without making eye contact, like I didn't see her at all. But she wasn't having it. She doubled her efforts to make my life miserable. If she saw me sweeping the yard, she would yell.
"Swim faster, this is not a finio."
If I fetched water, she would say.
"Don't spill a drop, water isn't free."
Even my visitors weren't safe. One Saturday, a friend stopped by to drop some mangoes. Within 2 minutes, Mama Rejoice was there, staring at us like we were planning a bank robbery.
"Who is this? How long are they staying? Are they paying for using my chair?"
She fired off. My friend was so uncomfortable. They left before we even finished peeling the mangoes.
Oh my god.
I was tired. Tired of the rules, the glares, and the feeling like a prisoner in a place I paid to live in. That's when I knew this wasn't just about rent anymore. This was war, and I was going to end it. The next few days, I started planning my exit. I wasn't just going to move out, I was going to vanish. I observed everything. I knew Mama Rejoice's schedule by heart. She was most distracted on Friday nights when she went to the women's prayer group at the church across the village. She always left about 7 p.m. and didn't return until sunrise. That was my golden window. By Thursday night, I had already packed most of my small belongings into small sacks. Nothing noisy, nothing heavy. As for the rest, well, I decided I could live without them. Friday came, and my heart was pounding all day. Mama Rejoice walked past me in the afternoon, muttering something about dead beats. I just smiled politely. Little did she know, this was our last conversation. At exact 7:12
my
p.m., I
God.
watched her step out of the gate in her wrapper and head down the dusty road with a big Bible under one arm. I waited for another half hour just to be sure. The compound was quiet. I moved quickly, stuffing the last items, my plates, my kettle, and my beloved cooking pot into the sacks. I tiptoed towards the
My
gate,
God.
my hands shaking. Every little sound felt like an alarm. One step at a time, I kept going until I reached the other side of the village. By the time I reached my friend's house, I was drenched in sweat, but I had never felt lighter in my life. Freedom! The next morning, I heard the story from a neighbor who called me, laughing so hard they could barely speak. Mama Rejoice had returned from church, humming as usual. She walked to my door and stopped. The lock was hanging open. The door was wide. The room was empty. They say she stood there for almost a full minute, just blinking, before she let out a scream that shook the whole compound.
He has escaped with my rent.
Apparently, she spent the whole day pacing the yard, mumbling about ungrateful tenants, and telling anyone who would listen that I had planned this for months. And maybe she was right. Even now, when I pass near that village, I walk fast. Not because I'm scared, okay? Okay, maybe a little. But mostly because I know that somewhere Mama Rejoice still tells the story of the tenant who escaped in the night. Was it right? Well, maybe not. Was it satisfying? Oh, yes. And every time I think about that day I slept outside, I know I made the right choice. So, that was one of the one-time moments that happened in my life. Thank you so much for watching. But wait, have you subscribed?